Some armed bandits were said to have attacked the Adamawa State Police Headquarters in Jimeta, Yola local government area in the early hours of Wednesday, sending residents of Yola into panic. According to Daily Trust, the State Police Public Relations Officer SP Suleiman Nguroje confirmed the attack but said things were under control. Nguroje said the attack was repelled, but the identities of those behind it was unknown. The newspaper quoted a source as alleging that the attackers were military personnel on a revenge mission following the alleged killing of a military officer by the police. Although the newspaper said it could not independently verify if military personnel were involved, but the police said investigations were ongoing to ascertain the cause of the attack and those behind it. News Direct had earlier reported that there was a face-off last Friday between officials of the EFCC and some personnel of the Nigerian Air Force at the Kaduna Zonal Command of the Anti-Graft Agency. The Nigerian Air Force personnel were said to have stormed the Commission's office in an attempt to release their colleagues earlier arrested by EFCC operatives for allegedly attempting to forcibly release fraud suspects from custody. The Anti-Graft Agency noted that its operatives arrested 5 suspects at an eatery located in the Banawa area of the state on Monday, following credible intelligence about their alleged internet-related fraud activities. A statement released on Friday by the EFCC spokesman Dele Oyewale gave the names of the suspected fraudsters as Favour Itong, Rachel Ande, Suleiman Haruna, Abubakar Ishmaela, and Solomon Olobatoke. The EFCC, however, noted that after the sting operation, 6 military personnel who witnessed the operation at the eatery stormed its Kaduna command and attempted to forcibly release the arrested fraud suspects, but were subdued and detained over the security breach. According to the Anti-Graft Agency, the intruder are 4 Air Force personnel: Lawal Abdullahi, Chukuma Christian, Alpha Suleiman, and Emmanuel Ekwoso, and 2 students of Nigerian Air Force Institute of Technology, Chidera Anuba and Joseph Tokula. The EFCC added that while in detention, there were inter-agency communication and discussions by the leadership of the EFCC and the Nigerian Air Force to resolve the matter. The statement added, "Unfortunately, dialogue on the release of the combative Air Force personnel broke down on Friday, November 17, 2023, when some unruly Nigerian Air Force officers stormed the Kaduna command in a commando style to forcefully release their detained colleagues. The EFCC exercised restraint in the face of the provocation and flagrant abuse of power. The Commission continued to engage with the leadership of the Nigerian Air Force and released the officers of the Nigerian Air Force Provost after they had been duly profiled. The EFCC wishes to assure the public that it will continue to carry out its statutory mandate of tackling all cases of economic and financial crimes without let or hindrances." Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has accused the self-proclaimed Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa of undermining the efforts of security forces in the southeast. General Musa stated this while heading a delegation of other service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police during their appearance before the House of Representatives on Tuesday, November 21, 2023. According to General Musa, Simon Ekpa is sabotaging our efforts in the southeast. In the aftermath of Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, Simon Ekpa had asserted his leadership position in the agitation for the restoration of Biafra. It is widely believed that Simon Ekpa is allegedly providing financial support to armed groups operating in the southeast who often enforce the sit-at-home order declared by Simon Ekpa. Accusing the Finland government of safeguarding Simon Ekpa, General Musa urged the federal government of Nigeria to initiate diplomatic dialogue with the Finnish government and invite the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria to address the concerns surrounding the activities of the agitator. General Musa acknowledged the efforts of the military and other security agencies in maintaining peace in the southeast, but he expressed concern that Simon Ekpa's comments and actions were undermining these efforts. Meanwhile, court has ordered Tinubu to explain how fuel subsidy savings was spent. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project on Tuesday revealed that it had obtained a court order mandating President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to explain how he spent funds saved from the removal of fuel subsidy. The human rights organization details that the Federal High Court in Lagos granted the order on Tuesday. The Federal High Court in Lagos has today granted us the leave to apply for an order of mandamus to direct and compel President Tinubu to disclose details of spending of the 400 billion naira fuel subsidy savings, a statement by Sarah reads. It will be recalled that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had immediately removed fuel subsidy when he was sworn in as the country's president. The development triggered an increase in the pump price of fuel, going up from 189 per litre to over 600 naira per litre, which it currently sells right now, causing an outrageous hike in transportations and other commodities in Nigeria. President Tinubu said in July that Nigeria could save over 1 trillion naira from the removal of fuel subsidy in a little over 2 months of the policy. However, there has been an increased call for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government to explain how he spent the money saved from the removal of this fuel subsidy. Meanwhile, the federal government of Nigeria has approached the Supreme Court seeking an extension of the validity of the old Naira note beyond the current deadline of December 31st, 2023. In a fresh application filed before the Apex Court, the government cited the ongoing economic crisis and the need for further consultation with critical stakeholders as reason for the extension request. The government argued that the Supreme Court's order of March 3, 2023, which extended the validity of old Naira notes until December 31st, was based on the assumption that sufficient new notes would be printed by the end of the year. However, due to the economic crisis, the government has been unable to print the required volumes of new notes. The government further expressed concern that the holding of both old and new Naira notes, driven by the impending deadline, has the potential to destabilize the economy. To prevent this, the government believes that the old notes should continue to be legal tender alongside the new notes until the necessary measures are in place to phase them out. It admitted that it has been engaging the 10 plaintiff states in their capacities as members of the National Council of States and the National Economic Council. The 10 aggrieved states are Kaduna, Kogi, Zamfara, Ondo, Ekiti, Katsina, Ogun, Cross River, Lagos, and Sokoto. Recall that following the hardship faced by Nigerians, the Supreme Court on March 3rd, overruled the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari to the effect that the old 200 naira, 500 naira and 1000 naira notes should be legal tender until December 31st, 2023, when it will lose its value, where it will no longer be accepted as a legal tender in Nigeria. The Buhari administration had fixed February 10, 2023 to end the circulation of old naira notes. The 10 plaintiffs headed for the Supreme Court in the interest of the public, leading to judgment by the Apex Court, extending the circulation of the old notes till December 31st. The Supreme Court has fixed November 30, 2023 for a hearing on the government's fresh applications.